Catch your breath a second. You can blame it on me.
Yeah. I'm in good enough shape to get up and down the stairs.
It's not that late of a night now, is it?
All right. First, not many times do you get a chance to do something you haven't done before, and coming here to play at Cal, just seeing the crowd, seeing the environment, was a great thing for our program, great test. A ton of respect for Mark and his team. They have really dynamic guards, and offensively they really scare you. And so I thought our guys did a really good job on defense. That's been the point of emphasis for us, is how to sustain the defensive intensity, the defensive awareness that you need. And you look at what those guards did, and I think that's a credit to Dame, Caleb, Caden, Isaiah, Nick. Our perimeter defenders, they did a really good job, and then our bigs did a great job just controlling the game on that end. I thought that was the difference. Offensively, 42 points in the paint, that's a big deal. And I just want to thank our Duke fans that stayed up to watch us at 1 in the morning or whatever it was. And we got amazing fans, and you guys staying awake to watch us and support us means a lot. And fortunately, we have an earlier game on Saturday. You guys can watch us too. Any questions?
You mentioned what you did against their guards, Pippen, Ames, and Bell shot combined 7 of 34.
Yeah.
What did you like most about your defensive process?
Well, I just thought we were really disciplined. One time we jumped for a Pippen shot fake. He's really good at drawing fouls. I thought we just were tough chasing screens. They have really good movement, staggers, off ball, specials coming out timeouts. So I thought just the discipline we showed was really good. I thought the 1-3 that Bell hit was actually one of his toughest shots. And I thought Isaiah was right there. And I'm proud of him for having just a great two-way game. I thought his defense was really good, and he had some timely shots as well.
Then there's a lot of theorizing about what happens coming out west now that you've actually seen your team play out here. What did you learn about them, and was there anything you could take away from that time when you guys came out in San Francisco?
The trip is still going, and nobody's come out here so far to win 2 games. And I think it's important how we handle tomorrow. I think that's a big thing. And the transition, I think East Coast to West Coast is, I don't want to say it's easy, because you have to adjust and all that, but these guys have to do it all the time. We have to do it once. And I thought, really for us, we're a no excuse program. And so for us, we were just ready to roll. Whatever time we were playing, we'll be ready. And I think the key, though, is how we handle the next couple days out here.
Coach, what's been the key to where Cam has dealt with the pressure in the spotlight?
Yeah, Cam has been so consistent. He's been as consistent as any guy we've had, just in showing up every day. We rely on him for a lot. Probably was one of his worst first halves he's had all year. And you just knew he was going to respond. And I thought he controlled the boards in the second half, his playmaking, his paint attacks. He's just a special guy, and he's really mature with his approach. I think that's the difference with him, and he's been incredible for us.
Yeah, that was my question.
All right.
Coach, you guys were down 30-24 at some point in the first half until you finished with a 13-0 run. What were you seeing from Kyle's defense during that stretch?
Sorry, say that again.
You guys were down 30-24 in the first half until you finished with a 13-0 run. What were you seeing from Kyle's defense during the stretch?
You're saying the stretch we went on the 13-0 run. Well, I think Isaiah is capable of just hitting some tough shots, and I think that was part of it. And I thought we were able to get some defensive stops during that stretch where we could get in more of a flow. It's hard when they're scoring on you, where you have to play against a set defense the whole time. And I think that was the key. That group that was on the floor, I just thought they really shared it, executed well, and fought for great shots.
You mentioned the points in the paint. It seemed like when you guys made that run in the second half, it was mostly dunks and layups. Was that an emphasis kind of going?
For sure. I mean, look, it's funny because I thought we took great shots. We weren't making a lot of them. And even the free throws we weren't making. We have to, thinking about still how I can help them, because I thought most of the threes we took were good shots. But they also, just the way the game was going, they didn't have an answer for us in the paint. So for our guys, we're asking them to understand the inflection points in the game, understand how, what our strengths are to another opponent, And I thought we just did a great job just hammering that thing inside the last, 10, 15 minutes of the game. And really, we got separation.
Any other questions? Ooh, Mark, go ahead.
But in terms of Dame, it's kind of a unique player. Get somebody from Italy.
Yeah.
What have you done to make him feel comfortable on and off the court?
Well, I think there's, I've coached an international guy each year. And I think back to my first year coaching Tyrese Proctor. Dame's played the highest of levels in Europe, and he's really mature. I still think there's an adjustment period you go through playing in college, and he's done a great job the last couple of weeks of playing to his strengths. Defensively, he was on Ames most of the game, and the job that he did on that end of the floor. Offensively, we just have to continue to help him, but he's had an amazing attitude. Sky's the limit for him. He's got great ability. It's just a matter of how can we speed up that process, as fast as possible.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming out tonight. Obviously not the outcome or the result that we wanted. Duke got 20 points off our turnovers and 42 points in the paint, 17 second chance. I thought we battled and fought for probably 30 to 32 minutes, and I thought, Duke really had their way on some runs, and Duke did a good job of taking control of the game. Open to questions.
Art, what did you think about the atmosphere tonight and the crowd?
The atmosphere here at Cal, it was a sellout. It was absolutely loud as can be. When we were going on our runs, you could feel the energy in the arena, and I'm just so grateful to all the fans that came out and made it an unbelievable atmosphere for us, and really brought a lot to our energy and the runs we did go on.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive focus on Boozer? He had a quiet first half before getting unlocked there in the second half. Camden did a good job early on the one-on-one matchup there.
I thought John Camden did an excellent job of just fighting Boozer, giving him different looks in the post. John was very active, was extremely efficient on the offensive side of the ball. So late in the game, Boozer took over the game. I mean, that's one of the top players in the country. He was dominant in the second half. He got a lot of offensive rebounds. He had a lot of great drives and plays. I need to study the film to really see it, but give Duke and Boozer and the whole team a lot of credit.
Coach, last week you guys had 2 guys foul out before the game ended, and today you had 12 fouls. How do you maintain your identity as a really physical team while trying to focus on that in the foul column?
We need to do a better job of showing our hands, of hitting guys with our chest, and not reaching. We need to play a physical, tough brand of basketball, but we have to do so without fouling.
Coach, do you think there's something specific in that second half, in those final 10 to 8 minutes that you said that Duke kind of took over? They feel like the Bears were lacking in where allowed Duke to go on that run.
Yeah, I need to look at the film, but I would say ball control. We had some ill-timed turnovers, and I think Duke took advantage of those. And I think that they did a good job of going high-low and pounding the ball into Boozer. And off the top of my head, that's what I saw off memory. I need to go back and chart it and look at the film tonight. But those were a couple of things that I saw.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about the rebounding differential, particularly on the offensive glass?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that against Virginia Tech, our most recent game, we came out and rebounded the ball extremely well. Tonight, when you look at the different differentials, we had 6 offensive rebounds. They had 16. We had 24 defensive, they had 28. And so, look, they had their way with us from a rebounding perspective. And that's an area of focus that we'll continue to emphasize and work on, and we will see growth in that area.
Coach, you guys started off the season really hot, 13-1, and since ACC play started, we're at 1-4. How do you calm down the team's nerves and get back to the identity of the 13-1 Golden Bears?
I want to focus on process. Tomorrow we'll have specific dimensions of the film that we look at to see where the breakdowns occur. We need to also look at the different substitution combinations that we have and optimize offensively and defensively for those combinations. And we need to rebound the ball better. Those would be some things that are low-hanging fruit. We had 7 assists in the first half. Looks like we finished with 9. And so we got to knock down open shots, we got to have better ball movement, and that will help everyone feel involved. And we got to play harder.
Coach, you blitzed a lot on those screens, and in the first half, guys were making the right passes, especially like Lee under the rim. What kind of changed in the second half, though, in terms of especially those double teams that were happening on the ball handlers?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what was going on between the first half? What sort of changes?
Are you talking about them blitzing us or us blitzing them?
Them blitzing you guys.
Okay, yeah. When you look at Malik Brown, he had a key blitz on us, probably midway through the second half, where he just went out, blitzed us, took the ball, and they had to lay it the other way. And so Duke did a good job of changing up their coverages. They gave us different coverages tonight, and the blitzes hurt us. The blitzes hurt us. Malik Brown is an elite defender. We showed our guys the quick hands that he has. He takes the ball from a lot of people. He took it from us tonight. I've got to prepare our guys better for that, and I've got to do a better job of keeping Malik Brown out of situations where he can do that to us.
You've got another freshman phenom coming here on Saturday, Caleb Wilson. Is there anything you can take from this game playing against Boozer, and then just in general playing against the Blue Blood, that you can take into Saturday's game against UNC?
Similar players in the sense that they're both strong and dominant inside, but the way they do it is totally different. Boozer is a tough, physical, strong, low base type of guy that can really move people with his physical strength. Caleb is a guy who is also a power player, but he's long, he's lean, he's athletic, he slides around you, he shoots over the top of you. He'll get a defensive rebound and he'll push out in transition himself. And so they're very different players. Transition defense is going to be a huge emphasis for us against North Carolina.
Mark, you mentioned the 13-0 run to end the half, and they kind of just leaned on you guys, and Pippen, Ames, and Bauer held to 7 of 34 from the field. What was ultimately the biggest pain point along those two fronts?
Well, I think that Duke did a good job of crowding our guys, of taking away angles. I think we could have finished a little bit better, but I was proud of our guys in the sense that they fought. Duke did an excellent job of taking us out of our stuff. You mentioned the run that Duke went on to end the first half. That killed us. An emphasis point was to get number 3 off the 3-point line. And he was responsible for part of that run. And so, I've got to teach that better. And we have to get better results on running shooters like that off the line and not allowing those runs to happen.
Coach Montes had some good minutes today, especially some good defenses from their bigs. Do you expect to see him more involved in the rotation moving forward?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because rebound has been an issue for us. With Reedus out, you guys saw tonight he was on crutches. With Sammy and A likely not playing this year, John is out there battling and fighting, but now we need other guys to step up and rebound the ball. And I thought Montas did a really nice job of that, especially at Virginia Tech, and he gave us good minutes tonight. We're gonna need him. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Alright, got John Camden, Justin Pippen. Open up your hand, we'll get you a microphone. Go ahead. We'll start here and then go over to you.
Can you guys just both talk about the way you played in the first half and sort of what do you think happened in the last few minutes of the half, and then how they sort of gradually took over in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good start. Definitely was proud of that. That's something that's been a focus for us, just coming out strong. So we came out with aggression, caused a couple turnovers. But the challenge for us is just can we do that for 40 minutes? Can we do that throughout the second half? So I think it got away from us in the second half a little bit. But definitely happy with how we started, but we got to be able to do it for 40 minutes.
Justin?
Yeah, it's kind of just to piggyback off what he said. I feel like, basketball is obviously a game of runs, so we got to be able to fight that adversity. Duke's a global, team, so the reps are going to help them. The stadium's going to get involved for them, so we got to come together and we're going to learn from this.
Can you both talk about just what you saw in terms of the crowd tonight?
Yeah, super impressed with the crowd. Shout out to Cal fans. they showed up and supported us tonight. So, you know, need them back on Saturday, but we'll get it done then and, you know, give them something to cheer on.
Now to piggyback off that question, it was the first sellout in 2 years. What can you guys do as a team to continue to sell out Haas on a regular basis?
Win games, give the people something to look forward to coming to.
John, what was it like to go against Boozer just for much of the night you had in that matchup?
Yeah, really good player. Thought I did a pretty good job on him in the first half. Thought we as a team did a good job on him. Second half definitely had his way. Got 2 offensive rebounds with me in 1 possession. I think that kind of got him going. So I just got to be better in terms of just rebounding and being able to play that bully ball with some of the bigger fours. But credit to him, he's a really good player.
Thomas.
Justin, 2 of 11 from the floor. What was ultimately the biggest pain point that you were seeing in the course of the game from their coverages?
I would just say the size. You know, we haven't really worked on playing with 2 bigs, so you know we kind of tried that tonight. We've been trying it the last couple of games, so I feel like, you know, we need to make adjustments. We need to add more plays because you know, it's not easy when you're driving. There's 4 big ass dudes in the There's 4 big dudes in the paint. So.
Any other questions for the guys? Yeah, go ahead.
No one's ever heard that word before.
Quick turnaround with the game on Saturday, of course. How do you guys plan to sort of recoup, not dwell on this loss too much, and sort of prepare for UNC?
I think just focus on the good. Like I said, the good start that we had tonight, understanding that UNC is coming off a loss tonight, so they're going to be prepared. So we got to come out with a lot of fight and be able to, you know, sustain it for 40 minutes.
Anything else? All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
You good?
Justin, if I was in your shoes,